Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. My name is Robyn Valentine, and welcome to the channel. I'm just a drag queen who hates cooking but can't afford to eat out every day. So come along with me as I share with you some of my most favorite vegan recipes, ones that I've come up with, and ones that I found online. Credit to all those creators. Today we're going to be making one of my most favorite meals called Papas A La Mexicana. This includes the papas as well as homemade tortillas. Starting off, we're going to go ahead and peel away at one potato. Since I'm just cooking for myself, usually this is enough to just feed me. But if you're planning to cook for other people or want larger quantities, go ahead and make more potatoes. Peel as many as you'd like. Who am I to stop you? Certainly not the potato police. Now that the potato has been skinned, we're going to go ahead and cut it up into 4 sections going long ways. Make sure you don't cut off any fingers during this step, or it's going to make the next few steps much more complicated. Not that I would know. Also, in case you were wondering, I am still very much in drag and not wearing basketball shorts while I cook. Now that we've chopped up our potato into those long sections, we're going to go ahead and cut it into 4 smaller sections. I'm doing this because the little food chopper I got from Amazon like 7 years ago, or whenever I graduated from college, was... Obviously, I can't put those big old sections of potato in the chopper or it wouldn't close, which is why I chopped it into smaller bits. You know what? I'm not explaining myself. Make sure you have that lock closed or the little chopper is gonna spring up on you like it did on me, and that's no fun. And voila! We have a container full of freshly chopped potatoes. This whole process only took like 2 minutes. Now, we're reaching into the pantry and we're going to be grabbing a stove, a pan, a deep one. Just refer to the video. I'm not the best at explaining things in case you couldn't tell. I'm going to go ahead and start it off with about a medium heat and put some olive oil in the pan. But before it gets too hot, go ahead and throw in your potatoes because you don't want it to start making a bunch of bubbles. Like the oil jumps up because it's so hot with the temperature difference. And I'm also adding a bit of salt and pepper during this step because in my mind it's like incorporating the flavors, but I don't know if that's actually what it's doing, but it makes me feel good, so I continue to do it. Go ahead and mix it all up, and I'm going to put a lid on it for about 5 minutes so it can soften the potatoes. Now, onto one of my favorite parts. We're going to make the tortillas. So using a clean bowl, yes, a clean bowl is required. We're going to go ahead and do about 1.5 cups of flour. I usually don't measure. I prefer to just kind of taste everything out. So when it comes to the salt, maybe it's like a teaspoon of salt and another teaspoon of olive oil. Just roll with it. Season to taste. And we're going to go ahead and add some water any second now. Wait for it. There it is. I'm using about 1 cup of water. How are y'all liking these ASMR sounds? What about my voice? Do you find it titillating? Now that we have a concoction that looks like we're just making a random mess in the kitchen, go ahead and stir it all by hand. I mean, you could use a spoon, but that's just not my way. I use my hand. I put a lot of love into it. I would also like to add that you should do this with clean hands. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but merely a suggestion, as we don't want dirt undertones to our tortillas. But that is just me speculating, not me talking from experience. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This part gets pretty messy, so prepare to have just all kinds of dough stuck to your fingers. It kind of drives me insane, but as soon as I can, I'm going to rush over to the sink and get all that extra off. Now, go ahead and lay a little flour onto your clean counter. Let me repeat, your clean counter. I don't know who this is for, but you know who you are. I usually get about 6 tortillas out of this, but today I was feeling a little extra ambitious, and I think I end up with 7. I'm rewatching the video as I am talking, so there's a bit of discovery for all of us here. And you want to make sure to add more flour onto your tortilla balls, because they are still sticky and they're going to want to get stuck to the counter. They want to get stuck to your hand. It's just a big old doughy mess of tortilla dough. So pre-powder it. I kind of form a circle just to help guide the shape when I go to roll it out. Just a reminder, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Like this video, leave a comment what you want to see next, and I'll go ahead and put my Venmo and CashApp up in case you'd like to support me. Now it's time to roll. Like I said, make sure you are adding flour onto your tortilla balls, because it's not only going to want to stick to the counter, but also to the rolling pin. And as it gets rolled out thinner, you're probably going to have to add a little more flour as well, just as it becomes more exposed, the areas that weren't floured before. I tend to use a little more flour than perhaps is recommended. Just, it's my way. What can I say? Okay, almost there. A lot of potential in this tortilla. Now, using a big saucepan, because that's what I personally have available, I'm going to put it on a medium-high heat, just because I'm kind of impatient. And I put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, but I'm going to spread it around using a clean napkin. I'm not sure if other people do that, but again, this is my kitchen and this is what we do. We are not running a Michelin star restaurant, and to be quite honest, I'm sure if I was an actual business, I would have already been shut down by now. I am taking about 1/4 of an onion and putting that through the chopper as well. If you want more onions because you're an ogre, go for it. You have my permission, but that's what I personally like. So I got the tortillas going while the papas are cooking. Usually I add the onions a few minutes after I've pulled off the lid, just because the potatoes need a little more time than the onions do. Now I am taking a tomato and I'm going to add a little bit of food cleaner to it. Don't skip the food cleaner, because you never know what pesticides, waxes they've got on the food. Now chop the tomato into 4 sections because, again, we need to make sure it fits in our little chopper, or at least I do because I got the smallest one. It was probably the cheapest one, knowing me. I'm throwing it in the saucepan that I made the tortillas in. As you can see, there's just a mess of flour because I am a messy person when it comes to cooking. I threw it in the saucepan to kind of saute the tomatoes, dehydrate them a bit, and I went ahead and added them to the papas, as well as more salt and pepper and salsa, so I could go ahead and incorporate that flavor as well. Now comes my favorite part, which is putting the creation all together. Adding those papas onto our freshly made tortillas. Isn't that beautiful? I am very proud of my very floury tortillas. I know, they're a little crazy, but I swear they taste amazing. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, comment, and turn on those notification bells for whenever I put up new videos. Take care, everyone, and let me know if you try this recipe. Bye-bye.